Chairman Jerome Powell and interest rate policy.
I want somebody that when the market is doing great, interest rates can go down because our country becomes stronger.
The president has dramatically escalated his confrontations with the Fed chairman in recent weeks, even though the Federal Reserve is supposed to be independent and isolated from political pressures. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Some members of the Minneapolis U.S. Attorney's Office are resigning in protest of recent orders after an ICE agent shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good in the state.
6 federal prosecutors, including Assistant U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson, resigned after being pressured into investigating the widow of Renee Good, who was shot and killed by an ICE agent last week. University of Minnesota law professor David Schultz says he understands their position.
They have a duty to uphold justice and not to engage in any type of frivolous or malicious action.
Thompson was the top prosecutor of federal fraud cases in the state, the governor calling him a principled public servant. Susie Jones for CBS News, Minneapolis.
The Environmental Protection Agency is weakening air pollution standards for power plants.
The EPA says it will increase the levels of nitrogen oxide allowed for newly constructed power plants. That will allow higher emissions of PM 2.5, which experts say is the nation's deadliest air pollutant, which can travel through the lungs and infiltrate the bloodstream. The change is part of the Trump administration's larger goal of slashing regulations, but some experts say the change would increase premature deaths by tens of thousands annually. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
And director and Emmy award-winning actor Timothy Busfield has turned himself in to face child sex abuse charges in New Mexico. It comes after Albuquerque police issued an arrest warrant on counts of criminal sexual conduct of a minor and sex abuse. The acts allegedly occurred on the set of The Cleaning Lady, where Busfield is accused of touching a young boy between November of 2022 and spring of 2024. Busfield denies the allegations and suggests the boy's mother is seeking revenge for her children being replaced on the series. Coming up in a minute, low gas prices, another look at traffic and weather together next.
You'd love new windows but don't want to pay a fortune for them. Hey, it's Josh. Well, during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale, you could also get 0 down, 0 monthly payments.
What's up, Jason?
Let them know Josh or News Radio sent you. Hurry, sale ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now at windownation.com.
So the body knows that it needs to heal itself, but it doesn't.
I'm on the north side today. I got one of my radios. Where the hell is my? I got my radio here. You guys ever been to this cemetery, the Bohemian National Cemetery here? Famous people are buried here, man. I don't know if I can get in here in the next. The former mayor Cermak was buried here. He took a bullet for FDR. I'm all right, Marietta. How you doing? It's a nice day today. I've done a few videos from here a few years ago.
697-1119. 312-697-1119.
It's a nice spot, man. Bohemian National Cemetery.
From News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Sponsored by PackyWebFord.com. The Bronco boss, Packy Web Ford, will beat any competitor's deal on any full-size Bronco or Bronco Sport. For details, visit PackyWebFord.com. In Bellwood, the Mobile on Manheim in Washington has gas for $2.89 a gallon.
And it's windy. See that there?
Milwaukee and Park has gas for $2.79 a gallon.
They just rebuilt that monument there.
This is Nancy Hardy, the owner of 2 popular suburban entertainment.
Units of 1 in the city, line of battery in progress, 31st in Michigan. A couple calls for a group of males that are jumping in a female at that location. Nothing further is on
31st Michigan, they're jumping on a girl. That's a war memorial there. They just rebuilt that. When I was here a year or two ago, they were there. This is kind of a non-denominational cemetery. They have crosses, they have crescents here and all of that. But you don't have to be of a certain religion to be buried here. Bohemian National Cemetery.
And in from I-90, 35 in for Manheim, getting outbound 48 to the Manheim.
It's a pretty nice spot. This is where they have the Eastland Memorial.
Gonna be 08396, 08396. Next unit that was trying to come in?
1890, that one is from. These are really old memorials out here. Couple of 100 years old, some of them.
Good evening. Can I please get a fire number 86 to 15th District? Okay, I got a number 45114.
Alright, good evening. It's going to be John King 116831.
They got some famous people out in this one.
And I'm at 08401.
If you've never been in a cemetery, you should go once in a while. It's quiet. They had one time, they had some guys that were running from the cops and they crashed through the gates over there. I don't know if I can go this way. I think that's Foster over there. And that's Foster right there.
Lower 08417. 08417.
Thank you. Adam and Boyd.
88 Adam and Boyd.
So there are two numbers up and lower medical district, blue line.
Upper 08427, 08427. Lower 08429, 08429.
Well, you're the best.
I came over as an assault just occurred, blue line Clinton at Congress, 426 South Clinton. Citizens calling it in says he sat down next to a female to wait for the train. She jumped up, started yelling and screaming at him, being violent and belligerent. So he walked away. She started following him. She's now on the first or second train car from the front, headed to Forest Park.
No, this is
the Hispanic wearing a gray sweatshirt.
This is the Bohemian National Cemetery here. Bohemian National Cemetery. That's Northern Illinois University in front of you.
Take it to right mission, Pink Line, Clark and Lake for Zulu. Car number is going to be 5024.
Alright, take it 07609, 07609.
There's even a section here that's called the Free Thinkers.
There's a large group of high school students standing in the middle of the street. No weapons seen, nothing further, zone 4 clear.
Edison and Clark.
23.
Students fight.
238680.
8680.
Roger, I got two event numbers.
The Eastland disaster, most of the Eastland people are from the Eastland ship disaster on the Chicago River. They're buried here, most of them. Right there. Because they were Bohemian, right?
07644.
Thank you.
Unit coming in?
Yeah, by WGN. You got it. WGN's right over there.
Yeah, let me get ambulance over here. We got intoxicated male. He's being uncooperative. Turn out to be a detox.
Okay, where are you?
Alright, we're at the red line, Roosevelt State.
Alright, and where exactly is he? On the platform, outside?
Oh, yeah, he's right here on the first level when you come in from the street on State Street. By the engine booth.
Alright, we're holding fire, headed over there.
See the names? Anton, that's Tony, right? Anthony, Anton. In Bohemian.
Where are you?
O'Hare Blue Line.
07662, 07662, and 07664, 07664.
Yeah, CTA is crazy.
7388 Charlie. 88 Charlie.
Can I get 2 event numbers for Clinton and the Blue Line, upper and lower?
07674. 07674.
There you go, man. See how old this place is? 1864 to 1914. That other one, that might have been the dad. 1860 to 1926. These are really old grave sites. Look at that. These are the people that built Chicago, man. You know, I've done a few videos here, and people talk about who built what and where you built what and who did what. These are the 1850s and 60s. These are the people from the Industrial Revolution. These are those people right here. There's some Irish cemeteries and stuff, but this is a big, big cemetery. The Bohemians were a big part of Chicago. You know, I'll say this. People say a certain group built Chicago. Well, that's bullshit, okay? Go to the cemeteries. Go to the cemeteries, see who built what. Got it? This is a big cemetery. And you look at the dates, you look at what they did. You can actually look up names and they have histories written about these people right here, right? So we have to be careful to listen to people who lie about history. They're called revisionists, right? And the best way to learn about a society, a town, or whatever it is, see, this guy just passed away. That's a new gravesite there. See that there? Or they just got a new headstone there, right? 2003, right? That's a nice headstone right there. Look at that. That's a nice one there. See that one there? And it's got the face etched in it. That's pretty nice right there. There must be a new one there. So I always learn that. I learned that from, I had an old professor, Dr. Rathner. He says, man, go check out the cemeteries. See the name. See the last name. See what it is. Is it Irish? Is it Scottish? Is it African American? Is it Hispanic? What type of Hispanic, right? Where are they from? South America? Where are they from? Are they from Europe, right? Blah, 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 right? So that's what you need to go, right? And check things out. I say that. You don't need to trust SubX.News. You don't need to trust me, man. I give you news. I tell you what I see. You see the videos. You see the documents. You go, you know. If you trust me, you trust me. You don't trust me, you don't trust me. You got to figure things out. Some things you have to trust, right? Some things you got to start thinking on your own and figuring out what you believe in, right? And what's right, what's wrong, who did what, right? You got a lot of people here. Here, you know what I mean? Look. That's not an African American name. That ain't a Spanish name. That ain't an Irish name. That ain't an Italian name. See that there? Pladivod, right? Mali, right? Mali is small, right? Otets. Otets means dad. Matka means mom. Sin means son. Oh yeah, I kind of know this land. These are my people, okay? I'm Bohemian, right? Or I'm from Czechoslovakia. So Otets is dad. Sin is son. And Matka is, right? Mom. Rod Amali, right? There you go, man. Otto, right there. See that there? There's another one. That ain't a Spanish name, is it? Yuri, right? This is that guy, right? 1890, 1961, 1959, 1871. These are long time ago people, right? I'll see if I can find Cermak, right? Cermak was our mayor, man. Right there, that's Cermak right there. Did you see that there? Right there. That is a former mayor right there, man. He died. He took a bullet for FDR right there. Cermak, right there. Cermak, the street, that's who's in there. He's in there. He's buried in there, man. There you go. You want to learn about your people, whoever you are, if you're Irish, Italian, African American, if you're Hispanic, if you're Asian, whatever you are, man, the best place to go is to check the cemeteries. Right there, that's Anton Cermak, man. He took a bullet for FDR, man. He died. He died right there, that guy. Yeah, they tried to kill FDR. He got shot. He was the mayor. There you go, man. Cermak. The street, Cermak. That's what's his name after, right there. Pilsen, that's what Pilsen's about. All the Bohemians were in that area, right? Then we also had Polish here. We had up in this area who knows this area? Somebody was just talking. Who was the guy that was just talking about this area? Jason, or who was it? John. Who's up here? The Swedes are up here or something, right, John? Where's John at? The Swedish are up here, right? Everybody knows that. Even African Americans were split up by parts of the South of where they came from. Everybody knows that, right? Not all African Americans hang out with each other, and there's different when there was the Great Migration, it was about, I think there was 3 great migrations of African Americans into Chicago. There was one around the early times. Well, that's pioneer stuff, whatever. But then there was a lot during the Civil War where they got out of the slavery stuff and came up here. Then there was there was 3. Then there was the Civil War. Then there was the Industrial Revolution in the 1900s when they needed people to be up here in the factories. And then there was the Civil Rights era, right? And they came up here in the 50s. So there was 3 great migrations of African Americans that came to Chicago. And they all came from different places. They didn't all come from one place. There's a lot of different African Americans. Not only did they come from different places in the South, they came from different places from Africa, right? So we need to learn our history sometimes. Some of these people are too simple, right? And they say things are one way or another way, and they're not. You know what I mean? Swedes. There you go, James. Thank you. Swedes. There you go. And Swedes are different from people from... Swedes don't get along with Norway people or Finnish people. See, people think, oh, those are all those white people. And not all white people get along. And there's white people, and I'm from Central Europe. We're not considered white, technically. You're in European standards. We might be considered white to other people because of the white race, but in European standards, Slavs are not considered white in European standards. Whites are Anglos, right? Whites are Norse, right? Those kind of, and then there's a difference between Anglos and Norse people, right? There's all differences. The reason I'm going through this, and I go through this once in a while when I come through these, Brabeck, right? That's his name right there. Is that we have to know our histories. If we don't know who we are, then how can we... If we don't know who we are, then how can we do things to help ourselves, to help our families, and to help our communities? That's our first steps. And one of the problems we have in our society today is it's a mishmash, right? People say whatever they want. They say it's okay to attack police. It's okay to open the borders. Yeah, some of these people are illegals here. I'm sure a lot of these, see, they got crescents here. Let me show you this. They got all kinds of religions here. This is a non-denominational cemetery. That's what it is, okay? I don't know if you understand what that means. You can be whatever denomination here, see? Some of these guys are Serbians, right? See, they got crescents there, right? You know what a crescent is. That's Muslim, right? And you see the name. That's a Serbian name. You see that there? And that's a new one. That's 2019, right? There's a whole section here for Serbians, all over our Serbians and Yugoslavs, right? There was a big war over there, right? Yeah, but we have to learn who we are. I don't know why, and I don't know why there isn't a more push in teaching African American, especially young people, who they are, where do they come from, what state they come from, what country in Africa they come from. I have a good friend of mine from Ghana. Kinsley. He's a good friend of mine. I known him for almost 15 years now. He's from Ghana. He's from there. He's an African. He's not an American. And one time we were in somewhere in a store. We were talking. I don't know what we were talking about. And I don't know if I said it or the lady said it, and she goes, African American something, right? And Kinsley, he goes, what are you talking about, man? I'm African. You know how big Africa is? There's a lot of countries in Africa. And she's looking and goes, I'm African. Where are you from? And she couldn't answer him, right? She was a young African American woman, black girl, right? And he goes, and he basically tell you should learn where you're from. He goes, Africa is a big country. It's huge. There's a lot of things to learn. There's northern, eastern, western, Somalis, Ethiopians, Liberians. There's light skins. There's brown skins. There's black skins. There's all kinds of Africans. And it's a shame that and he brought it up to me, my friend, right? Kinsley goes, yeah, it's a shame they don't teach young African Americans who they really are. Where did they really come from? Man, slavery is important and it's a bad thing that happened, right? But really, who are you? Where did you come? What village did you come from, right? What part of Africa did you come? It might open up bad wounds, right? Krasa, right? That means beautiful, right? In Bohemian. John Krasa, right? And we need to teach that. And they spend so much time, these liberals, about they do this polarization. That's a World War I veteran. You see that guy right there? He's got a statue there. That's a World War I vet right there. You see that? Right there. These are old graves. There's another one there, right? These are really old graves here. Right? And why don't they spend time teaching young people who they really are, where they came from? How did they get here? How, you know, and yes, African Americans were enslaved, right? Not all, though. Not all. Not all. Some were colonizers. Some came with the French. Some came with the Spanish, right? So not all African Americans are black. See, that's the strange thing. To say everybody's African American is kind of a misnomer, because not all blacks came from Africa, right? There's blacks in South America, right? Now they came from Pangea and blah, 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 right? Whatever, but you get where I'm trying to get to here, right? It's, why don't they teach more of that in the schools? People would love that. I would love to learn that more, right? Imagine when you learn who you are and where you're from and in your ancestry, right? And yeah, African Americans are Americans. I'm an American, right? Most of the, I don't care who you're from and where you are, and I don't care about that. But I'm an American. I'm an American citizen. I consider myself American, but I have Bohemian background, right? I'm an immigrant. I came here, but now I'm an American. I don't care about that stuff. I don't have no intention to go back there and live there. I have an intention to be here, to be in this country, right? I'm an American. And I think it's the same thing that's important for African Americans, to learn who they are, right? And maybe we need to stop calling them African Americans and just call them Americans. Why do we call them African Americans? No, they're Americans. Like I said, Kinsley said, what are you talking about, African American? Well, and he would say, yeah, these are all, I don't know if I want to film that, right? I'm not going to go film that. This is a new gravesite. I remember watching this. You see how they have the wood there or something? I don't know what that denotes. This is a special area for people from Yugoslavia or Serbia, right in this section here. I don't know what it's about, and sometimes I get a little weird about videotaping certain things, because I don't want the spirit to jump into my phone, right? I believe in some of that stuff, right? I don't want whatever. Mizzy, I was born in Houston, not sure where my great grandma came from. My mom moved to Chicago in the 60s from Mississippi, right? There you go. And there was people from Alabama, from Mississippi, right? From Georgia, right? So it's a good thing to learn all of that stuff. And I don't know, do they teach that in schools anymore? It's sad that they don't. And look, we're all Americans, but it's good to know who you are. And then, how did you get to Chicago? Why did you get, and I think most people who came to Chicago, all of our ancestors, whether you're African American, Hispanic, me, I'm Slavic, whether you're Chinese or you're Irish or Italian, I think most people who came to Chicago was because of economic opportunity, right? That's where we came from. That's my background. I actually did my dissertation on Bohemians and how they were involved in the Industrial Revolution and the school system. And, you know, and I studied a few other ethnicities, and most ethnicities came to Chicago for opportunity. Like I just said, that the African Americans came up. There's a couple of waves of them that came up. It was mostly for opportunity, economic opportunity, right? And do we talk about that anymore? We can talk about social justice. We can talk about civil rights. We can talk about freedom of speech. We can talk about all of these things, Second Amendments. We can talk about that. But does any of that matter if you don't got no money? I mean, I guess it does. I know I've had no money before, and I made it. I'm here, right? I'm 57. You go up and down in life with money. Everybody knows what I'm talking about when you say that, right? But I guess the point I'm trying to make is what happened to Americanism? I've been saying this for a little while. My kid came up with that word. We were talking one night, in fact, I have movie night tonight with my kid. I told you he's moving out maybe, so we spend a little more time with each other. Americanism. Do we teach what it is to be an American? Do we teach what it is to be a Chicagoan? Right? Česko národní. I don't know what the other word is, man. I'm not that good in Slovak, right? There's a homeless encampment over here, right? But you kind of get where I'm going to. Do we teach how to be an American anymore? Do we? I get it. What did I just spend a half hour talking about? Learning who you are. But I didn't say that overrides you being an American. It's great to know who you are. It's great to know your roots. Because maybe that gives you something to fight for, to stand for. I don't know. There you go, man. Eugene Park. There's Gompers across the street. Now look at this one. It's homeless people. Man, they even got the police thing up there. See that? That's a homeless park. It's kind of, you can say it's okay, I guess, but you don't get to use the park now. You see that there? I think this is called Eugene Park, right? See that there? Pretty messed up looking, ain't it? See that there? So what are they doing? Helping? It's the winter is halfway through, right? Yeah, they're not helping nobody there, are they? I mean, I kind of guess it's kind of regulated in one area, and they can do what they want there. But I heard there's needles and drugs and stuff in there, so I mean, what is the city doing about that, right? And it ain't gonna be the first time, it ain't gonna be the last time we have shanty towns. We had shanty towns multiple times in history. Imagine when the city burned in the 1870s, the Great Chicago Fire. Where do you think all those people lived when their houses burned? They lived in tents and shanties, right? So we can't, because of a certain situation, we shouldn't look down on them. But what we should do is figure out how to lift them up. How do we use our resources as a city of immigrants, right? I just came through the Bohemian National Cemetery. Through migrants, right? We're immigrants and migrants, right? African Americans in Chicago are basically migrants. They migrated from the South, right? African Americans in Chicago, most of them are migrants, right? They came up from the South, right? My people came from Europe, right? I came from the East, right? There's another big Bohemian area is in Pennsylvania. But we came here for economic, opportunities. Why don't we talk about that anymore? Why don't we? So let me listen to the news, all right? And let's hear what's the news, all right? 5 o'clock. And now I'll keep talking.
45 degrees, winds out of the southwest now gusting at 29 miles an hour. Colder tomorrow, could get some snow in northwest Indiana. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 5:15. But first, local leaders reacting with defiance to the latest promise from the Trump administration to pull federal funding from so-called sanctuary jurisdictions or sanctuary cities. WBBM political editor Jeff Buchholz has the update.
The president made the statement during a speech to the Detroit Economic Club.
Starting February 1st, we're not making any payments to sanctuary cities or states having sanctuary cities because They do everything possible to protect criminals at the expense of American citizens.
It's the latest attempt by the White House to punish Illinois and Chicago for laws limiting local involvement in federal immigration enforcement. State and city leaders say those policies build trust between police and immigrant communities.
We've never seen this before, at least not in my lifetime, where a president, a federal government act this way toward states.
That's Governor Pritzker at Illinois State University just before the president's comments. A legal challenge is expected if the president follows through on that statement. Mayor Johnson issued a statement that in part called the president's announcement blatantly unconstitutional and immoral, and ends with this quote, "We'll see you in court." Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
Long-awaited renovations to begin at an affordable senior living community on Chicago's west side.
The nonprofit developer Preservation of Affordable Housing will begin renovations later this month at Corcoran Place Apartments. That's a 94-unit affordable senior housing community near Austin and Lake. The renovations follow the closing of nearly $40 million in financing late last month. Corcoran Place Apartments spans 2 neighborhood buildings that have not undergone major upgrades in more than 40 years. Planned improvements include new kitchens, bathrooms, and solar panels. Terry Keshner, 105.9 WBBM.
A key figure in Chicago's LGBTQ community has died.
Rick Garcia, a pioneering leader in the LGBTQ plus rights movement, is being remembered for decades of advocacy in Chicago and across Illinois. Garcia helped lead the fight for Chicago's 1988 anti-discrimination ordinance and later played a major role in securing county and statewide protections. Leaders say his work laid the foundation for future advances, including expanding civil rights protections and early efforts towards marriage equality. Equity Illinois CEO Shannon Lynn Parker says Rick Garcia's legacy should be remembered because his fight did not stop with his death.
We're living in a time where this federal administration is threatening to cut so many of the hard-won rights. So we owe it to our community, but also to Rick Garcia to pick up that fight.
Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
In LaGrange, the village has voted in favor of a new condo development that will push out a landmark building.
President Mandy Levy, an antique vendor in the Jackson Square building, noted the village's master plan includes historic preservation and community character. She said if saving the 120-year-old Egyptian Revival Art Deco landmark is not an exercise in historic preservation, she doesn't know what is.
It's a defining characteristic of our history and identity, celebrated for its historic significance within our registered historic district. If we must build condos, fine, but repurpose what already exists. If the antique mall is kaput, that's a shame, but okay. It's the historic structure we must preserve. It's a rare gem.
The owner of the building said she decided to sell because it needs a lot of work. It's being replaced with a 5-story, 39-unit condo building. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
2 teenage boys are charged with sexually assaulting a woman in the Naperville Walgreens washroom. DuPage County State's Attorney's Office says 17-year-old James Patterson has been automatically transferred to adult court over the nature of the allegations. The case against a 15-year-old remains in juvenile court. Investigators say Patterson attacked the girl in the washroom stall, pulled down her pants, punched her multiple times, and then assaulted her. During this time, the 15-year-old allegedly filmed the incident before assaulting her himself. Both boys face multiple counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault and child sexual abuse material. It is 5:08. Time to turn to traffic and weather together on the 8s. To the roads first, Neil Fiorito.
That's messed up. See, there's now, look, so I was in a Bohemian Cemetery. Missy Doris talking about her migrant family from Mississippi, and now we have, I don't know what that is, Buddhism or Hinduism. See that? Our city is a great city. Who cares about, well, I was just gonna swear, no swearing. Well, who cares about what Trump says? I'm gonna take your money away. Who cares? So what, you have your hand out? Waiting for money from the feds? Who cares what he says? I don't care about what Trump says. This is Chicago. We run our city the way we run it. There's nothing wrong with social justice and believing what's right. Imagine Miss Zedor's family coming up from Mississippi. You know what social justice meant for them? Probably having running water. Maybe having a roof. Maybe having a door, right? Maybe getting to eat the food that you want to eat. That's social justice. Like that guy they said that died, the LGBTQ guy. And who you sleep with doesn't matter, right? It's how you live your life. What you want to do. Economic opportunity, Americanism. We need to teach that, Americanism. It's good to be from Mississippi. It's good to be a Slovak. It's good to be a Swede. It's good to be Irish. It's good to be Italian. It's good to like Columbus. It's good to like DuSable or whatever. I don't care what you like. If that's what gets you going, if that's what gives you strength on the inner side, if that is what gets you motivated, then that's what we need to do. If we need to teach African American history in our schools and teach children where their ancestors came from and how they fought to get to Chicago, I'm going around and show you something, right? Then that's what we need to do. We need to teach Irish stuff and Columbus stuff and Sweden and Chinese and Japanese and Buddhism and whatever. Who cares? Who cares what that is? Who cares what that is? What we need to care about is, first of all, we're in Chicago, how to build our city, how to fix our city, how to make money. When I got a damn mayor telling me, oh man, yeah, I'm going to sue you because you're not giving me my money, I don't want to hear that crap. Who cares about that stuff? Let the government bomb Venezuela and Iran and whatever other crap the Fed government does, shoot rockets up. I don't care what they do. I need my garbage picked up. I need the graffiti cleaned, right? There you go, man. See, somebody crashed into a bunch of cars there. Don't you see that? I just noticed that. See that there? That's what happened here. Right? When you travel around and you see every neighborhood has trauma. See that there? Look. That's trauma. A car got into a big accident or something here, right? You see that there? And then you see this car. Somebody worked. Maybe that's a kid's car. Maybe that's a mom's car. Maybe it's a senior's car. That's a worker's car. Look at that. Smashed up. So you have that and that. How come the city hasn't cleaned that stuff up yet, right? See, that's trauma right there. Somebody smashed that car up, right? They probably smashed 2 or 3 here. Well, we're on the north side of Chicago. We're doing different things. I told you, 2026 is going to be different, right? I wanted to go down here, and don't turn me in if I go this way, right? No, that guy's already gone. You gotta go, man. Come on. No, I can't go that way. Well, how come I didn't go down that street? That was strange. There's a guy that's homeless right there, right? He's messed up. That's what I wanted to show you guys, right? That it don't matter what neighborhood we in. We have to start thinking a different way. These people, I just had a good ride with my kid, my youngest kid, Alex. He's a smart guy, man. He's 21. And he says, you know what he told me? I'm tired of people trying to separate us. Imagine this. He's a young kid. I'm 57. I got all these fancy college degrees and blah, blah, blahs. And I've done all kinds of things. And here's my young son, right? He goes, man. And I said, what's better or worse? Is it better under Biden or better under Trump, right? Because he's been alive since both presidents. He goes, you know what, Dad? It doesn't matter to me. Because they both are kind of trying to separate us. See, and that's what I'm talking about, Americanism. Rats, graffiti, crime, jobs, drug addiction, family abuse, right? Are we taking care of those issues? Are we as Americans, as Chicagoans, as people in Illinois, are we handling those issues? Or are we out when a president says I'm gonna hold your fund? Say, you know what I would listen, if I was the mayor, you know what I would say, and I was right about to swear again, and I'm trying not to swear, but I will maybe tonight. If I was the mayor, I'd tell that guy, screw off. Keep every penny. I'd say keep every damn penny. Don't give me none of your money, and you're not invited here. Period. See, if you had some cojones, if you had some huevos, you know what huevos are? Balls, nuts, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I'm doing machismo stuff now, right? That's what you tell them. Screw off. Keep the money. You're not invited here now. Get your offices out of my city. And that's what you tell the guy, right? I want to show you this guy. This guy that's homeless right here, right? He was. He's gone now. I don't know where the guy went. There's a guy right there. whatever, man. Right? See what I'm talking about? Americanism? Did those early pioneers, did DuSable, did the guys that went out west, did the 49ers, remember the 49ers? Why did they call them the 49ers? It was the 49th parallel, that's where the gold was? Wasn't that why they call them the 49ers? How about the people that went with the pioneer wagons out west? Oh, I want my federal money, man. You're not social justice to me. Who cares? Who the hell cares? Where is all of that weird? That's like what it at the basis, foundationally, that's un-American. Foundationally, it's un-American. How did we set up this society? You can call it bad or good, colonialism and Indians and natives, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. Most of the people who came here were indentured people or criminals that were sent here from Europe. African Americans were bought here. They were sold, right, by other blacks in Africa to whites, and they were bought here as slaves. Some people came here as free people, but most people came here because they wanted to make some money, or they owed some people money, and they had to pay off that voyage, right? There's stories, if you read about the early immigrants, right? That's how they were, right? Indentured servants. A lot of the Irish were like that. Maybe they had some more freedom than the African Americans. And we had laws against African Americans that we had to change. You know, a person isn't 2/4 or 3/4 or whatever that was in our Constitution. Then everybody's equal. It don't matter who you are, right? Whether your skin color, what you say, how you are, or what you do, right? But I think we're getting away from the point of our society and our country of Americanism. We're not teaching that anymore. Think about what our mayor just said today. Do you want a mayor that says that? I'll see you in court. What did Trump say? Because I don't like you, I'm not going to give you no money. If you had any chutzpah, right? Isn't that what the Jews say? A little backbone, right? You would say, yeah, keep the money. See you later. Walk away. Lock up whatever Fed stuff they got here. Say you're not welcome here. See, if you were that way, then isn't that how you should be? Why would you let somebody threaten you with money? Who cares about that? Who cares about that? That's how you know foundationally Brandon Johnson is weak. And there's something wrong with him. Not only is he weak, there's something wrong with him. Because he uses separation politics. Trump does too. But at least Trump's a little bit stronger. He says what he wants to do and he does it. What is the weak person who says, oh, I'm going to court? What is that? That's silly. Who cares? So you're going to let somebody else decide what's right? Why don't you decide what's right? It's like those pioneers who got on the boats and came here. It's like the guys that got into those wagon trains with the horses, right? You see all those cowboy movies, right? And they went on those and there was Indians there, there was outlaws there, there's who knows what it was, bad hombres out there, right? They didn't know what they were getting into. They went and they did it. They established our country. You can like it or not. You can listen to the people who say the colonists are bad and blah, blah, blah crap. Whatever they want. The first thing those dudes they say that colonists are bad, you go to their house. They got the internet. They got a cell phone. They got a large screen TV. They eat vegetables. Huh? They're living the way they're living because of capitalism. They're not living the way they're living because of socialism or a theocracy or some other weird religious belief or governmental belief or ideological belief. The reason those people say what they say is because they live in America. They don't live anywhere else. They live here. In some way, they have this weird brain like Brandon Johnson, who's a weak brain. He's a weak man, right? He's weak. He's weak. Whether it's because he was the one of two boys out of all the girls that he grew up, and he was feminized. Maybe he was feminized. I don't know. He's a weak man, right? People get that way. They get feminized. You know what that means, right? You become weak. I'm not saying women are weak. That's just a way of talking, right? There's women that are stronger than men. A lot of women are stronger. When you got to raise your family, single moms. My mom was a single mom. She raised me. She did a great job. Some things she did right, some things she did wrong. She worked. She made sure I went to school. She told me when I did wrong things. She did all right. She didn't need a man to raise me. She had some boyfriends and this after there was the divorce, but she raised me as a single mom. She raised my brother and my sister in a second marriage. She's all right. She's a very strong woman. She does what she wants. So feminization doesn't mean the woman per se. It's a bad nomenclature to use that, but you kind of get where I'm going to that, right? You either stand up for who you are, like my mom did, and say, this is what I want to do. I don't like my husband. I'm going to divorce him. I'm going to raise my son the way I want to. Or you're going to be weak, like Brandon Johnson, and say, oh, I'm going to go to court. I'm going to sue you. You're giving me my money. Man, who cares, man? Go make your own money. Make your own life. Like the migrants, like the immigrants who came to this country, right? Like the African Americans that came from the Mississippi or Alabama or Missouri or Georgia or South Carolina or Louisiana. They came here for opportunity. That's social justice. Yeah. It's not good that somebody discriminates you. It's not good that if you have laws that are racist or people say certain things to you. I get it. That's bad. That's bad. Racism is bad. I've experienced racism. My wife's experienced racism. I understand that. I'm not black, so I don't understand that. I can't never understand that. I can't understand that. I can't say that, but I'm not a guy that the family owns slaves. I'm not a part of that culture, right? I don't see the world that way, right? As slavery or subjugation, and you're underneath me and I'm above you. So I don't understand that kind of a mentality and a weakness, right? Where a man is told by another guy, I'm going to withhold your money. You're going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to take you to court. Hey, come on, man. Is that all you got to say? You can tell the guy don't know how, what is the word? Hold his own. Right? You can like Trump or not like Trump. I don't like a lot of things that Trump does, especially lately. Jerome Powell stuff. And that's some Jerome Powell, the Comey stuff, you can say, oh yeah, Comey was bad. Nah, Comey was a war veteran, man. You know, I'll tell you this, Trump dodged the Vietnam War. Comey was a war veteran. So was McCain. McCain was a war veteran. You know, and Trump insulted both of those guys, right? He should shut his mouth about wars and veterans. He ain't nothing, man. And Hegseth, that guy, he's a nobody. He didn't make it in the army. He didn't make it in the military. He's a has-been. I talked to a lot of military people. Hegseth, he's a has-been. He's not nobody in the army that made it anywhere. You can tell by his record. See, if you know the right people to talk to, then you can tell things. And that's what I'm talking about, Americanism. Americanism is about us as a society to make it. And when somebody tells you, I ain't going to give you money, yeah, maybe you do a lawsuit or whatever. But then you make some more. I don't know who said it. It might have been Trump who said this. I don't know who said it. I don't know if it was Trump. My best revenge is my success. Isn't that what everybody has done? We're talking about that, right? We're talking about the people who came up from Mississippi. We're talking about the people who came from Europe. We're talking about the people who came from Asia. We're talking about all the different religions we have in our country, right? There ain't no other society where you can have whatever religion you want. You can invent a religion in this country. In this country, you can invent a religion. You can't go to another country and invent a religion. They lock you up. They do. Go have a religion in Iran. Go have a religion in Syria. Don't they kill the Yazidis up there in Syria? And in that northern part of Iraq and over there, they kill a certain groups over there, the Yazidis. Look them up. They're like the early, aren't those they're the before the Christians, the Yazidis. Look them up. They massacre people up there, right? Because they're not Muslim. You can't do certain things in those societies. We can only do certain things in America. And I think what I want to get to before the news gets back on is that we need to get back to teaching that. We need to get back to teaching Americanism. Again, I'm not talking about patriotism and flag waving and nationalism. I'm talking about Americanism. What it means to be an American. To come here, to be born here, or whatever way you're here. Whatever way you're here. You're now here. Are you here for this country? Are you here to make our country better? I don't care about the flag. Who cares about that? We can have 50 flags. Our flag has changed over time. It had a circle, then it had stripes and all kinds of things, right? Flags are cool. But the true spirit of our country, of Americanism, that we're all from somewhere else, even the Native Americans are from somewhere else, and we came here and we made something here. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but we keep going forward. That's, I think, what we need to start teaching. And we don't teach enough of that. And part of it is to learn who we are, to learn our histories, to learn our backgrounds, to learn where we're from, what part of Mississippi, and why was I in that town in Mississippi? Like I go to this, I have a little place in Pembroke, in Hopkins Park, where I have a land in Hopkins Park. That town was made by a runaway slave. It was one of the first towns established in the United States of America by a runaway slave. It was made by a runaway slave. The town. It wasn't like they moved there and it was a town. No, this guy made the town. So those are important things that we have to start to learn and remember is, why are we here? Why did the Italians put up a Columbus statue, and then why did some people tear down that Columbus statue? Why did somebody tear down somebody's statue? That's weird. Oh, he was a colonist who hurt people. Yeah, all right. Yeah, and what? Didn't he come here by boat or something like that? And didn't he like invent America or find America? Don't you think that a statue to him would be okay if the people that are from his society or his ethnicity wanted it up? I always tell this, and then we'll listen to the news. Be careful what we do. Because when you tear down Columbus statue, in 100 years, someone's going to look at the MLK statue and say, you know what? He was a womanizer. He was a communist. He was a troublemaker. Tear down his statue. That's the danger. When we keep trying to change history into the way we think it should be, rather than reading the headstone off the cemetery and say, man, that's a Bohemian name there from 1860. Man, that's a lot of them here. There's a lot of them. And then you go to another cemetery and you see a lot of Irish names. Then you go to another cemetery and you see a lot of African American names. Then you go to another cemetery and then you see Spanish names. And then you see certain dates. And then you start putting the pieces of the puzzles together. And you start to say who did what and who contributed what. And they were all what? They were all Americans. That's the point. I'm going to listen to a little bit of the news, okay? That's enough talking for me.
You're at 45 to Manheim and hour 3 to the Jane Addams. Safe travel time coming in from I-90, 33 minutes in from Manheim. Looks like a new crash on the Stevenson inbound right before Cass Avenue. Traffic really starting to jam up from 355. 47 in from the Veterans and 25 in from the Tri-State. The turnaround trip is 48 to the Tri-State and hour 5 to the Veterans Stowaway. The Dan Ryan close to 40 minutes out, about 20 minutes to drive in. I-57, 18 out to I-80 and 18 on the outbound side of the Bishop Ford. South Lakeshore Drive delays near Chicago Avenue through Grant Park. And as you head southbound into Hyde Park, no major incidents on your tollways. Same in Northwest Indiana, just a slowdown eastbound from Torrance over to Calumet. From the Metro Traffic Center, your next report's at 5:38. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Neil, thank you. 45 degrees now at O'Hare at 5:29.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court.
Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
It's 5:30. Good Tuesday evening. I'm Lisa Fielding. Here are the top stories on News Radio WBBM.
This is Andy Dane at 26th and California, where an attorney charged in the 2024 death of his wife makes a brief appearance.
Governor Pritzker says he expects lawmakers to take another stab at a measure to prevent Illinoisans from getting sticker shock over their property taxes.
This is Terry Keshner. A lawsuit accuses Rockford police of beating a teenager who ran from a traffic stop.
Plus, President Trump says his administration will put a pause on sending money to states with sanctuary cities like Chicago in Illinois. In sports, Bulls are on the road to take on the Rockets. And in business,
stocks fell today, even though inflation pressures eased up last month. But the Dow was down 398 points. The Nasdaq down just 24. The S&P lower by 14. I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg.
45 degrees, partly cloudy skies at 5:31. A Chicago lawyer is now charged in the 2024 murder of his wife in the South Loop. But as WBBM's Andy Dane tells us, the victim's family will need to wait a little longer for any answers.
A judge has pushed a court hearing for 47-year-old Adam Beckering to Friday, but made it clear the former tax attorney is charged with the murder of his wife, 36-year-old Caitlin Tracy. Attorney John Galarnik represents the Tracy family and spoke to reporters following Beckering's initial and brief appearance.
We hope that justice will prevail and we can finally lay our dear Caitlin to rest.
Beckering was serving a nearly 100-day prison sentence in Michigan for domestic abuse of Tracy when a warrant was issued for his arrest in her murder. She was found dead in a stairwell of Beckering's South Loop high-rise in late October of 2024. Investigators say Tracy fell several floors to her death and that her body was, quote, pulverized. At 26th in California, Andy Dane, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says he expects lawmakers to reintroduce a measure that supporters say will help hold the line on homeowners' insurance rates, and opponents say will do the exact opposite.
No one likes paying higher rates for utilities, but before a utility company can increase your rates for electricity or natural gas, they have to get permission from state regulators. Governor Pritzker says it's time for insurance companies to do the same before they raise rates to cover your home or apartment.
The idea that your homeowner's insurance is going to go up in one single year, 27%, is a bit outrageous.
That's what customers of State Farm experienced last year. A measure requiring approval for rate increases from the state failed in the House, but it's expected to be reintroduced this year. The governor calls it a move toward transparency.
They've been unwilling to provide the data, the information that's necessary for us to take a look and make determinations about whether that's fair.
Opponents say adding regulation will make insurance more expensive and could hurt State Farm and Allstate, both of which are based here.
Even if we pass the bill, this will be the best place for an insurance company to locate.
Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
A woman is suing the city of Rockford and several police officers claiming they beat up her teenage son.
The family of 17-year-old high school student Jason Rivera says he was pulled over by police while he was a passenger in a vehicle with 3 other young people in Rockford on December 2nd. Gianna Gizzi, an attorney with the Chicago law firm Lovie & Lovie, says Jason ran from the police, but then he surrendered and a cop beat him up.
He was unarmed. He had surrendered peacefully, and he had committed no crimes other than running from the police.
Photos provided by attorneys show Jason with a swollen and bruised face. He was hospitalized. Jason's mother, Jennifer Laureano.
He's a good kid. He plays on a football team. He gets good grades. He goes to school regularly.
He goes to church Sundays. His friends, a friend of his team, go with him to church. Like, he's not a bad kid.
Jason Rivera was charged with resisting arrest and possession of marijuana. The attorneys say Rockford police also shot 2 dogs during the incident. Rockford police tell WBBM they don't comment on pending litigation. Terry Keschner, 105.9 WBBM.
534, President Trump says he plans to withhold federal funds from so-called sanctuary cities like Chicago, seeking to punish jurisdictions that don't cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. The administration says it's part of their plan to root out fraud, but some state leaders say the motivation is political, with 5 Democratic-led states a special focus of attention. Today, the president spoke on it while he was on the road in Detroit.
This moment forward, if you're on public assistance like almost all Somalis are, did you see where 94% of them are public assistance? You can't wire money out of the country back to your bank account from where you came. But more importantly, we probably aren't even going to give them the money.
Money had been on hold here in Illinois, California, Colorado, Minnesota, and New York until a judge put a pause on that president's freeze. The heads of central banks across the world say they stand in full solidarity with Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. They stress the independence of central banks as a cornerstone of financial and economic stability. Here's correspondent Mark Ashdown.
We stand in full solidarity with Jerome Powell, they said, noting what they described as his integrity and unwavering commitment to the public interest. The Trump administration has opened a criminal investigation into Mr. Powell over testimony he gave to a Senate committee last year about multi-billion-dollar renovations to 2 Federal Reserve buildings in Washington. Mr. Powell claims the case is designed to try to influence the Federal Reserve's decisions on interest rates.
It comes as several Republican lawmakers are joining Democrats calling on the Trump administration to stop its pressure campaign against the Fed chief. Around the world, President Trump has issued some of the strongest words yet against the Iranian government.
Iran has been cracking down on anti-government protesters, with reports of hundreds or perhaps thousands of protesters killed.
You know, it was a great country until these monsters came in and took it over.
Speaking at the Detroit Economic Club, the president repeated what he earlier posted on social media as he encouraged the protesters.
I've canceled all meetings with the Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stops. And all I say to them is help is on its way. You saw that I put tariffs on anybody doing business with Iran.
Trump also has not ruled out military action, although the details are unclear. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
You'd love new windows, but don't want to pay a fortune for them. Hey, it's Josh. Well, during Window Nation's
You know, we can agree with Trump or not. Is this starting another war or something like that? But isn't that what America's about? You can say we shouldn't get involved in other people's business. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I agree with that in a certain respect. When people are trying to stand up and they're being killed on the streets, then we need to think about where we stand, right? Then the counter argument is, well, we got people being killed on our streets. Look at what just happened in Minneapolis. Well, yeah, I don't know. Is that the same thing? Is it? You can argue, well, the Iranian police are the Iranian police and these are the protesters against them, right? So, you know, it's kind of it's a hard place to be in when you believe in freedom and democracy, right? It's a hard ideal to protect, right? That's what I guess where I'm getting into. And that's why I don't understand these ICE protesters. They're trying to protect criminals. They're not protecting democracy and freedom. They're protecting criminals that are here illegally, that are doing criminal activity, and they're anti the police. So yeah, it's kind of strange. I don't agree with those guys.
Any competitor's deal on any new F-150, Ranger, Maverick, Super Duty, or Transit. For details, visit PackyWebFord.com. In Oswego, the Meyer on Route 34 in Mason Square has gas for $2.47, and in Sycamore, the Meyer on Peary and Peace has gas for $2.69 a gallon. Coming up.
This is Mike Krauser. The Bears survey season ticket holders about a potential move to Northwest Indiana.
Stories next, but first, traffic sponsored by Great Clicks.
What's up, Marietta? Doing that chili, huh? Yeah, we're done with our chili. I think ours chili lasted a few days. We made chili out the Bears game. What was it, Sunday? Then we just finished it. So, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do what I mean. I guess I got on the kick today of what I was talking to because of my son. My younger son, I'm 57, he's 21, so he's 26 years younger than me. He's the other generation who told me he doesn't like separation. He doesn't like politicians who separate us, right? And I think one of the things we need to talk about is what I keep saying now, is Americanism. Who's talking about Americanism? I don't care left or right. It doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about the flag. I don't want to talk about that. Who's patriotic and who's not patriotic. Forget that. Forget it. We got laws about traitors, right? A guy just died in prison. You guys seen the article? A traitor who was selling secrets just died in the federal penitentiary. He's dead. Bye. He's a traitor. He's gone. We got laws against traitors. If they're a traitor, then they're done. If they attack a police officer, they might get shot, right? That's how it is. Everybody's seen my post about Minneapolis, right? Minneapolis has a rule that police officers can use deadly force if they feel that they're under attack, especially by a car. It's weird, right? And Governor Walz signed that law. It's kind of weird he forgot about that law, you know what I mean?
.com/football, but hurry, offer ends.
So, it's weird how people forget what they do, but yet in our society, which I think we have one of the better ones, we codify our values in laws, right? Our laws, our Constitution, our democracy is based on things that we write down and we agree on and don't agree on and disagree on. And some laws change, which we have to be careful for, because if you get a majority, you can change the laws. We have to be careful on that. There's other ways to think about that. But hey, you know, that's like the statues of Columbus, right? Like I say, that's going to come back to haunt people. You'll see. That tearing down the Columbus statue is going to haunt us. And it won't be when me and you guys are alive. It'll be 100 to 200 years from now. It'll haunt us. And someone's going to say, hey, you tore down that statue. Now I'm going to tear down your statue.
And mixed-use entertainment district in northwest Indiana, and goes on to say access from major roads would be convenient. There would be up to 15,000 parking spaces designed for tailgating, more than twice the number at Soldier Field. It says the vision includes a modern fan-first stadium experience surrounded by a vibrant neighborhood destination, and asks a number of questions to gauge interest, asking fans how they feel on a scale of very positive to very negative, and would they be willing to remain season ticket holders. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Legal experts are raising concerns about the Trump administration's first strike on an alleged drug smuggling boat in September.
Multiple reports say the Pentagon used a military plane painted as a civilian aircraft to attack the boat. 11 people were killed. The munitions were fired from a launch tube carried inside the plane. They were not mounted visibly under the wings. Legal experts say feigning civilian status to carry out an attack is a war crime known as perfidy. The military has since switched to recognizable military aircraft for the boat strikes. The Pentagon declined to comment on the perfidy issue. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The leaders of Denmark and the country's territory of Greenland are offering a united front against the Trump administration. Comes on the heels of the president's renewing calls for the United States to take over the strategic Arctic island. Denmark and Greenland's prime ministers stated that the territory is part of Denmark and is covered by the umbrella of the NATO military alliance. They say a U.S. attempt to take it over would tear apart the transatlantic alliance. At the editor's desk today is Patrick Rushman and later Susan Glick and Mallory Vorbroker. Our writer Cecilia Fragakis, our assistant producers Harrison Hanneman and Eric Berlin. Traffic producer Anton Peters and the broadcast managing editor is Zach Weber. It's 5:43.
Need to know what's happening?
Now let's have some radio calls, see what we missed. I'm going back towards my place. You know what? Maybe we'll go down the road here. Right. Maybe we'll go down the road here. Maybe we'll check out Madison. Maybe we will. Maybe I'll turn here and we'll check out Madison. Maybe we'll go down to, we'll see a few things. We'll listen to some radio calls. How about that? Where are we at here? How about like this? Let's see what crime's going on, right? How about like that? Audio. Let's switch like this. We're going to go over here. How about that? Let's go see what's going on the west side. Oh, man. That's a school there. I can't get through that parking lot, man. I just messed up. Can I get out? I went down the wrong way, didn't I? Where am I at? 56? We'll try right there. How about that? What do you want, man? You're in a damn alley, bro.
It looks like it is a straight deal.
Stolen car, right?
Page 1.
Hey, we're up. Can I please get a back number for the south side?
Alright, that's going to be 08605. 08605. Zone 10 was looking for you a few minutes ago regarding a gray Acura TLX, David Williams 27485. Looks like it's a street deal. It was last seen eastbound from Jackson and Western, but that was like 6 minutes ago.
Jackson and Western, that's right here. Stolen car. What are they looking for? We're right here. Stolen car. What are they looking for? Let's listen to that.
It's going to be a gray.
That's right here.
That's going to be 08605.
Right here. Western and Jackson. We're right here. Oh, man. Are we on a crime scene or what? Oh, man. You know, I'm tired of this stuff. I didn't push no buttons and the phone just jacked up on me, man. We were just at a crime scene, right? It just messed up on me. All right, let's go right here. See if we can get back to the... What? Keeps jumping on me.
7301 Sam 232 says locate.
4717.
4717.
Get a homeland.
6595 Charlie.
There's a stolen car around here somewhere, huh?
95 Charlie.
Can I get anything for
They're doing drugs right there by that Wendy's. They always have overdoses over there.
Sure, it's 08326. 08326.
You know what? Can I grab an RD to 5114?
Sure.
Jackson Square, I told you. This is where that stolen car was, right by high school, right?
113-824, and that is at 08326.
Said Western and Jackson. Right here.
Alright, for my Lakeshore Drive, this came over as an auto accident, PD only, Illinois and Lakeshore Drive northbound. The steer says he was involved in a hit and run, but he does not want to report. He just wants to give the driver's info because they were driving a Hyundai Tucson with a rear dent, last seen headed northbound. License plate Frank Robert 61347.
73.
Been a few shootings in this area.
Unit coming in?
This used to be the projects, by the way, here.
7383.
Those are all the projects were here.
Michigan, can you show any bus number 1257? We're going to be riding in southbound.
Right here, Western and Jackson. Stolen cars somewhere here.
08350. 08350.
All gentrified.
7362.
Can I get a number for an officer from Carson Lake back to the station?
08359. 08359.
3214.
3214.
Yeah, so the Illinois bus.
Alright, where are they?
Filling units of one in the city, we had a battery in progress, 31st in Michigan. A couple calls for a group of males that are jumping on a female at that location. Nothing further is on for clear.
65, not of them, Adam.
Unit coming in?
Massive Charlotte, 6570 Adam.
Alright, I got 2 units coming in. 7397 Charlie.
3 South Jackson Blue Line.
Alright, it's gonna be 08396. 08396. Next unit that was trying to come in?
6570 Adam.
6570 Adam.
Good evening, Cap. You got a fire in McGeady Street, the 15 district.
113831. John King 113831. NMS 08401. 8680.
Connected to event numbers for the upper and lower platform of the Howard CTA station.
Upper 08414. 08414.
There's a
Lower
closed school here. See that?
08417. 08417.
10-4, thank you. Adam and Boy.
88 Adam and Boy.
Two event numbers upper and lower in my medical district, blue line.
Upper 08427. 08427. Lower 08429. 08429.
Boy, you're the best.
30 to 11. 30 to 11.
Stop at Wabash
No
and
school. See that?
Garfield.
Wabash and Garfield.
2023 units in citywide theft in progress. Foster and Lakeshore Drive southbound. Offender broke into a work truck. Stole items. Offenders in a gray car. Massachusetts plate. 2 Zebra Mary Henry 39 heading westbound on Foster. Advised not to chase or follow the offender. Caller has the air tag in the bag of stolen items. Zone 11. Station, sir.
7395 Charlie.
95 Charlie.
I guess you were Jackson, 1 red, 1 tagway.
You just heard the cops say, don't chase a car, right?
480. Headway is 08483. 08483.
7383 Charlie.
83 Charlie.
79 red line, 1 platform, 1 station.
Station 08489. 08489. Platform 08490.
551, January 13, 2026. We're at Adams in California. This is a closed down school here. You see this closed school here? You know, we have all this crime and homelessness and everything. Why aren't we using these empty buildings for the community? We have a community organizer or a union organizer that says he's in the mayor's office, always saying he's for the people. But look at this. He's letting this building stay rotted and closed. Maybe I guess he's waiting for a developer to give him a few pennies so he can sell it to him so that his crony buddies can make $1 million off of this. See that there? It's a nice building. Why didn't you put homeless people in here? I have to figure out the name. This used to be a CPS school here. I have to figure out the name. Right? Adams in California. Look at that. Beautiful building, right?
1600 South State, 1600 South State. Color states male black with a gun. Last name wearing
Not being used, right? See that there?
A firearm at caller's friend. Complaint no longer on scene. Nothing further. District 5, Zone 9 clear.
Let's see what kind of school it was. Why aren't they using this school here? Huh? It's kind of strange, isn't it? There you go. SubX.News. West Side. Abandoned school. Why aren't they using that for something? Huh?
It's going to be 08593. 08593.
And can you also give me an RD for a 5114, please?
Abandoned school. Why isn't Mr. Organizer Mayor using this for the community? Why is he letting this be shut down? Adams in California, 5:50 p.m., January 13th, 2025. Waiting for some handouts, right? This looks like the mayor, don't it? Waiting for handouts. Right? There you go. People waiting for handouts, right? When you have the mayor asking for a handout from the president, that's what happens with his citizen, right? Imagine that. There's a boarded up house right next door to it. We're at Sacramento and Adams, right? Handouts, right? You're not teaching people how to do what? How to be what? Self-sustaining, right? They're asking for handouts. They're standing around with it. Those guys don't look weak. They look like they're capable to work. Why aren't you putting them to work? Why don't you have them fix that building that's boarded up next door? See that building next door? There's a building next door. The city should take over the building, give it to those guys. Say, here, you can have the building, you can stay in there, you can sell it, do whatever you want. Instead, they're waiting for a handout. That's what people do. They wait for handouts. That ain't Americanism. You got that? That's what I try to say to it. There's nothing wrong with helping somebody. I'm not talking about not helping. Absolutely not. Don't get confused by what I say here. But why them people sitting there and waiting next to an abandoned building? Why aren't we taking it over to abandoned? Everybody knows there was just a shooting down here on 5th Avenue again by where the hookers are, right? So we ain't taking care of the hookers. We ain't taking care of the drug addicts. We ain't taking care of the homeless. We ain't taking care of abandoned buildings. We're not taking care of abandoned schools. Yet there's homeless people sitting on the corner waiting for a handout. Oh, wait. Yeah. The mayor's the same way. I want a handout, right? I want a handout from the feds. I'm not going to say. I want to be nice. I want to be nice. I'm not going to swear, right? I'm not going to swear. Suckers asking for a handout. What a bum, man. We got a bum for a mayor, man. Every day he opens his mouth, it gets worse with that guy, man. He's a bum, man. Crying over money that someone ain't giving you. It ain't your money, bro. What are you talking about? Make your own money. Look at this place. It's abandoned, man. 5th Avenue. It's abandoned. Look at this crap. This dude's asking for a handout for our city, and this place is abandoned, man. Look at this. It's got blocks of abandoned land here. Blocks. What a bum mayor we have. Take advantage of it. Sell the land. Give it away. Build some empire here. Who cares? I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know everything. I'm not the smartest man in the world, but all I know is I see empty land, abandoned land, and I see people begging, right? Fix the land. Give them some land. Give them an abandoned building. Give them an abandoned factory. Who cares, right? Who cares? Let's start this economy. Let's do Americanism. Let's do some stuff in our city. Forget the handouts. People who ask for handouts, get lost. Go somewhere else.
7383, Adam.
88 Charlie. 387 Charlie.
87 Charlie.
That's the Blue Line, Jefferson Park Platform Station.
0871, 0871, and 08782, 08782.
7383 Henry.
83 Henry.
We're at Adams in Michigan. Can you show us running bus number 1337? We're going to be riding it southbound.
08786, 08786.
7388 Charlie.
88 Charlie.
Look at this wasteland.
Can I get that?
Look at the wasteland. Why do black neighborhoods look like this? Why do black neighborhoods have boarded up buildings, no businesses open, and empty land? You go to a white liberal neighborhood, you don't see that. You don't see it at all. In fact, they're building skyscrapers inside of overly populated neighborhoods rather than building. I would, you know what I would do? If I was a black nationalist mayor, if I was a pro-black mayor, I would tell those white liberals, you can't live in that neighborhood. It's too crowded. You need to go live in the black neighborhood. There you go. Go fix that neighborhood up. And if they bitch, you kick them out of the city. You say, get the hell out of here. Kick them out of the city, those bums. They want freebies. Look at this. It's empty here. Look at all the land empty here. Don't you see all the empty land here? Look at it. They ain't building nothing here, man. They just had a shooting down there. The hookers are right down the street. Look at it, all the empty land here. Why ain't the liberals living here? Oh, because they're scared. They're scared, right? They're scared of crime. They're scared of drugs. They're scared. Oh, wait, aren't the liberals the one that said there ain't no crime in our city? Yeah, you get the picture there, right? Yeah. And now I'm on my anti-liberal thing, right?
08847. And lower is 08850. 08850.
Previous to 12, a citywide robbery just occurred, 1430 South Ashland, 1430 South Ashland at the Costco gas station. Caller stating that him and the girlfriend were robbed at gunpoint while meeting somebody to purchase a vehicle. Offender's going to be a male black wearing a green work jacket who fled in a black Infiniti truck. That's all we have. Victim's going to be in a white Malibu, 12 District Zone 3.
6409 Eddie, drop that on the box.
There you go, robbery, baby. Costco.
6408 Adam, same thing.
Alright, so Eddie and Adam?
64 Henry, throw on the box as well. 09 Charlie, drop it.
Alright. You guys should have all gotten it. Alright, they're saying the offender was a male black wearing a green work jacket and he fled in a black Infiniti truck. He took $5,000 and the title to the white Chevy Malibu, but he did not take the white Chevy Malibu.
1202 Sandstar, looking at the pods over there.
Yeah, I'll send them a message.
1202 Sam, we're looking at the pods.
Oh, look at that. They're on top of it already.
4386 Eddie.
86 Eddie.
Can you show us getting fuel, please?
Armed robbery, Costco on Ashland. Guy went to meet some people to buy a car. He stole their money and stole their title. He's running around in a pickup truck right now. In an Infiniti pickup truck. You hear all the sirens around us, right? You hear the sirens, right? They're around here, man. I better watch out. I might get crashed into, right? So there's something going on here. There's a lot of sirens happening. There's 2 cars stolen here. Well, 1 robbery and 1 stolen car.
86 David.
That number plate on check Chicago and State.
This is 09384. 09384.
Yeah, there's something going on. West side, that's where we're at. We're gonna go back to 5th, right? Look at it. It looks like crap around here. How come it looks a certain way here and don't look like this in another neighborhood, right? Why? It's designed that way because they want to come in and steal this land from black people. That's why. And Mexicans. And they white people, white liberals steal. I'm gonna be honest. I'm white, and I'll tell you, they're thieves. They steal. Go look at the developers. What race they are mostly. You need to look at them. I'm sorry to say that, man, but that's the truth. You need to start looking at what's going on in the city. Who's making money off of this land, right? Who promotes crime? Who says there is no crime, right?
And from the robbery just occurred 1430 South Ashland, they are saying that it's going to be a newer model Infiniti SUV, possibly a 2019. Alright, it looks like Costco's cameras did pick up this Infiniti on camera, so they're working on a plate right now Right now they are saying that the offending vehicle is not going to be a black Infiniti. It's going to be a black Chevy Traverse. It was occupied 2 times.
Offending vehicle is a black Chevy Traverse, occupied 2 times. So we got that robbery
Charlie.
vehicle somewhere around here, right?
E7 Charlie.
Events for the station platform at the Blue Line on Belmont.
09021, 09021, and 09024. 09024.
232 units and 2 units on the citywide. A ticket of a person shot 338 to 398 East Carson at the gas station. Coming over, details to follow. Caller says he was shot. Nothing further. 2nd District on 57 station.
338 Carson? Where is that at?
6570 Paul.
Person shot, 338 Carson.
Pop.
Good evening, squad. Can I get a firearm investigation? 8901 South Kedzie in Evergreen Park.
Good evening. It's 09067. 09067.
Thank you. Can you put a 5114 on there for me?
Sure. It's John King, 113908. John King, 113908 on event 09067.
10-4, thank you.
You're welcome.
Adam.
86 Adam.
Can I get a upper and lower at Jackson Red Line, please?
Alright, upper 09077, 09077. Lower is 09079, 09079. Alright, just for information, the 2nd District has a person shot over at 370 East Garfield at the gas station, and they just got on scene over there, and they're saying that it is bona fide, and that the victim is relating that it happened on the Green Line, and he ran to the gas station. I'm going to try to find out where exactly. Any unit coming in?
7386 Eddie, can you clear us from gas and put us down at launch Sheridan and Albion?
Great, 09094. 09094.
The victim is at 370 East Garfield. It happened on the Green Line. He ran to the gas station.
Can I get north and south from 95th on the rail line? Just take some check.
The victim's at 370 East Garfield. It happened on the Green Line. He ran to the gas station for help.
North 09097, 09097. South is going to be 09099, 09099. Alright, 7301 Sam.
01 Sam.
Alright, you start checking the cameras over the Green Line at Garfield. This guy's saying he was shot on the platform, and he supposedly maced the offender.
Alright, 7-4.
He said he was shot on the platform and maced the offender. There you go, man. CTA violence, huh? That's live.
09449.
That's happening right now. You're listening to that's real time right there. And we're not delayed anymore. There you go, man. Alright, where's 5th Avenue around here? Did I miss it or sun is in? Back of me? I don't know, man. I keep moving here. I ain't going to car. That's way out of my way, and that scene will be cleaned up by the time I get there. So we're gonna keep going west here, right? They're robbing people in this neighborhood, right? That's real time right there. There's a shooting victim down on 370 East Garfield. I mean, I could maybe get down there. Maybe I get on the highway, get down there. Yeah, we can go down there. We'll go take a look, right? We'll go down there. I haven't been on a shooting scene for a few days, right? We'll go over there. We'll get out of the west side. We'll go down there, right? All right. We'll get on the highway, get over there, right? So the guy was shot on the train or on the platform, ran to the gas station for help. Now everybody has seen the video of the shooting here and the crash on the highway over the weekend, right? SubX.News on the spot reporting 6:10 p.m. What's the news saying, right? That we're live. We're caught up with all the tape.
7353. That's for Howard in the red up and lower. Zero 9476 and 09478. Lakeshore Drive car, so 5700 South Lakeshore Drive northbound. Got a dark sedan lights on, truck open, shoulder. Where was that, Esquire? 5700 South in the northbound. 3212, I'll take that.
Yeah, we're going to a shooting scene on Garfield. It's right off.
Use the 16 Citywide Operation 115 78th Street. Female black, blue jean pants, beige hoodie, dreadlocks, back of the head. Offender is 17 years old. She's the caller's daughter. Yeah, she has a gun. She sells follows on it.
17-year-old daughter has a gun. I was heading towards my place. I figured get on the highway, get over to 55th, and I'll go over to my place because I'm by 35th, right? Because the guy's at the gas station right now. He'll be gone. The ambulance will probably pick him up quick. We'll see. And then we'll go over to the Green Line station in the area.
Citywide assessment progress at the Walgreens, 6315 Kedzie. It's a male Hispanic, wearing a black Batman hat, black coat, yellow jacket, dark pants, no weapon seen. 6315 Kedzie. Assessment progress, me. Zone 6 clear.
Theft in progress, 63rd and 1 at the Walgreens on Kedzie, right there. We're going to a shoot. Well, we're not going to the shooting scene. We're seeing where the victim's at, and we might go to the Green Line station there and see what they're investigating. You haven't heard him talk about the offender anymore, right? The pod cameras. That's what they're asking for. We're running on 2 hours, so we're going to cut it off at 3, right? I started at 4, I believe, today. Or did I start later? I think I started at 5. Yeah, I started at 5. Started up in the cemetery, didn't I? Yeah, talking about who built Chicago, and we should know our roots and start going back to Americanism, right? And look, we've always had crime in Chicago.
7383 George.
7382 George.
83 George, shooting on Roosevelt Post at Independence heading westbound.
We shouldn't be naive about crime.
09508.
We shouldn't be naive about crime. We've always had crime in our society. We were built on violence, period. But when we have what you just heard, right? CTA shootings. The guy went to go sell a car. He just got robbed of $5,000. I mean, now we're talking about other things here, right?
Upper and lower at Clark and Lake. Can I have that event number for the disturbance? 09513 and 09516. 10-4. And what was the number for our disturbance call? I guess.
They're saying that crime went down on CTA, crime went down on the highways, but I don't know. I'm working the numbers. We're going to see where the crime was and what happened. It's going to take a few more weeks for me to get all the numbers. I'm getting the numbers right now. And we're going to see what actually happened, right? The crime is down. It's down across the whole country because we wrote about this. The crime went up because of COVID and the Floyd riots, right? Governments allowed crime to happen, so it went up. So now it's coming down. So now we're gonna see where it went up, where it went down, who was affected, what age, and all of that stuff. Oh man, we're in the middle of traffic now. It's 6:15. There should be no more traffic. Strange, but we'll see. Should I have gotten off? What's going on here? Is there something, an accident? Maybe I need to listen to the radio, and listen to the traffic report.
Teens. And some sunshine returns for Thursday at the 26th, but then another system is going to bring some snow later Thursday night into Friday, 1 to 3 inches with that. By Friday in the mid-30s, and then much colder Saturday. We may not get out of the teens. Right now, Lakefront 47, Midway 44, 41, Warrenville, O'Hare 44, going down to 25. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist John Fear.
Great, John. Thanks. 616. We're looking for a Chevrolet. Visit Illinois.
What's going on here, man? It's past traffic time, unless there's some kind of something going on here. Shouldn't be this crowded by now.
He will not be back after 19 seasons. It looks like the TV booth will be Tomlin's next stop. The Steelers have had only 3 head coaches since 1969: Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. The Bears prep for their divisional round showdown with MVP favorite Matthew Stafford and the high-flying Rams offense Sunday night at Soldier Field. Stafford having one of the best seasons of his very long career, 46 touchdown passes and almost 5,000 passing yards. Bears coach Ben Johnson knows they have their hands full this weekend.
Yeah, I got nothing but respect for the opponent that we're going to play because they're damn good. You know, they're number one in offense in a number of categories. Their quarterback's playing at a really high level, MVP caliber level, you know, and defensively they create a lot of issues for you. And so this is going to take our best foot forward here to win this one this week.
And the Bears will be down 2 starters from Saturday's game against the Packers. Both just put on IR today. TJ Edwards and Ozzie Trapillo both suffered season-ending injuries in the win over Green Bay. So your schedule for the weekend: 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. The Bears are the last of the 4. Saturday afternoon, you get Bills and Broncos. Seahawks and Niners is the nightcap, and then Sunday afternoon, Patriots will host the Texans. Bulls basketball tonight, down the dial on 670 The Score, starting at 7 as the Bulls visit the Houston Rockets. Kobe White out for this one with a sore calf. Trade in baseball as the Cardinals deal Nolan Arenado, their all-star third baseman, to Arizona for a minor league pitcher. Arenado, a 10-time Gold Glover, a salary dump here for the Cardinals. The Blackhawks lost to Edmonton last night. They host Calgary on Thursday night. In college basketball, 2 games just underway: UIC in Northern Iowa, Loyola, and George Mason. With sports at 16 and 46, I'm 670 The Score's Mike Esposito on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
618. Thank you, Mike. Time for traffic, sponsored by Grand Appliance. Here's Abby Ryan.
Right now, Lisa, Eden's on the inbound side. Lake Hook to the Kennedy Junction. The travel time 20 minutes in Deer Park, the intersection of Lake Hook and Quentin closed. With a crash investigation, use Long Grove Road instead as an alternate. Also, Metra UP West Line trains now moving near Oak Park, operating about 50 minutes behind schedule after a vehicle struck a bridge there in the area. If you ever see anything, you can call us anytime. Our WBBM Mercedes-Benz of Hoffman Estates traffic tip line, 855-780 Road Kennedy outbound. It's 14 to Montrose, 42 out to the airport. 2 minutes slower in the express inbound 33 O'Hare into downtown, 18 coming in from the Edens Junction. Out on the Eisenhower, 32 to Manheim, 53 to I-90. 48 inbound from the Jane Addams tollway to the Jane Bird interchange, 30 coming in from Manheim. Stevenson outbound, you're 34 out to 294, 45 to 355 inbound, 28, 355 back in. Dan Ryan out 32 inbound 18. I-57 outbound an 18-minute ride heavy off the Ryan Pass Halstead. Bishop Ford outbound slows 115th to 130th at 17. DuSable Lakeshore Drive northbound heavy Jackson to Chicago. Southbound heavy Oak Street curve to Chicago. 53rd to 57th. Tri-State southbound slows Cermak to Ogden. I-90 westbound slow 53 to Roselle. 88 west solid Winfield to 59. Stall 2 right lanes. 53 northbound jammed I-90 to past Algonquin, crash blocking every express lanes. Use the local lanes instead. Southbound heavy Northwest Highway to Algonquin with a Gapers delay. I-80 west, slow Richards to Larkin, Northwest Indiana. Okay. Traffic is sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop the top brands like GE, Cafe, and more during the new year. New appliance sale at Grand Appliance. Get hundreds in savings you won't find anywhere else. Visit grandappliance.com or your local showroom today. That's Grand Appliance, appliance experts since 1930. Next report, 628 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Abby, thank you for tonight. Mainly cloudy, breezy, and colder. A low around 25. Could get some snow tomorrow, especially near the lake in northwest Indiana. Right now, 44 at O'Hare, 40 in Aurora, 45 lakefront at 620. Our top story this hour, the latest batch of TV ads from candidates running to fill Jan Schakowsky's congressional seat show they think opposition to the Trump administration's immigration crackdown is a winning issue. We're going to take a closer look at that coming up at 6:31. It is 6:21.
I'm Larry Magid with the Connect Safely.
So if you're anti-Trump and anti-ICE, you should be elected. Kind of weird, man. I get the anti-Trump thing, but do we all agree that, like, Trump is not going to be the president anymore? This is his last term, right? That's like a constitutional amendment. We all agree on that one, right? So it's weird. Why are you running against a guy that's not going to be president anymore? I mean, when I was talking to my kid, I told you I was talking to my kid today. He's 79 years old. Yeah, he's done, man. He's not. And I voted for the guy. I don't think he's electable anymore. He's done. He's done his thing. He's doing what he needs to do. And he's a little older, and yeah, he might be all right, but I think he's not electable anymore, right? Not that a young crowd. They want other things, right? All right, now we're going down to 55th Street. So there was nothing here. It's strange. Look, just all bunched up over there. So we're going down to, yeah, he's not electable. Trump isn't electable. He's 80 years old. And he can't run anymore. It's illegal. So I'm running against Trump. Like, what? What are you talking about? You're bizarre. Why don't you run on what you're going to do for the citizens? See, that's what my kid talked about today. He says, yeah, these are all dividers. And Jan Schakowsky, those are all Democrats. So imagine, they're all Democrats, they're all social justice, they're all for bringing people together, but they're running against a guy that's not going to be president anymore. Kind of wild, bizarre behavior, right? One of them is indicted, right? One of them is federally indicted for attacking ICE officers, putting her hands on the car. You know that, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I want to be voting for you, bro. Why would I? If you get convicted, then I have to vote for the next guy? It's kind of strange, but yeah, why don't you run a campaign on what you're going to do for your constituents? ICE deports illegal aliens. They don't vote. Garfield, that's where we're going, right? Think about how bizarre these liberals are. You're marketing yourself as anti-ICE rather than pro-constituent. If you're environmental, what are you going to do to fix the environment, right? What are you going to do to fix the crumbling infrastructure, right? All of those things. What are you going to do to keep equal opportunity? What does ICE have to do with equal opportunity? Nothing. Zero. Nothing. It's there you go. I'm on a highway and my internet went off. I'm in the building. I'm in downtown. Internet goes off. Man, that's a maniac there. He almost hit me, that guy. Look at him. He's going all crazy. That guy almost hit me there. I'm on the highway. There's no buildings around me. But my internet went off, I guess. 55th, right? Garfield. That's where we're going, right by the gas station. We'll check out this crime scene. Well, it's not the crime scene. You went there, right? We should listen to the radio calls, right?
Transit HVAC Part Solution Company.
We got to get over now, right? You gotta watch, man. There's a lot of crazy drivers around. He's got to be those robbers and stick-up men, right? And carjackers. You got to be careful, man. You got to be really careful out here, man. That's how come those cars get flipped over, right?
Well, Americanism.
Hate. There you go, Ms. Zidor. You just said it. They run on hate. You know, it's what that lady, God rest her soul, out in Minneapolis. She hated ICE more than she loved her family. She put herself in a situation of hate. And she passed away. She got killed. She got shot. You can argue one way or another, was it justified or not. But she's dead. So that don't matter whether it's justified or not. But that lady chose to be in that. So she didn't need to be in that situation. And then for some reason, we haven't heard the whole story. She only had one of her kids in custody. She's lost custody of her two other kids. That's what I'm hearing. And that's what so far that I'm hearing. So we don't know the whole story with that family there, right? I believe she was radicalized, right? And she was used by people. And now she's dead. Right? Because she hated ICE rather than loving her children and loving her family. You know, I do certain things. I put myself in certain situations. Tonight I'm going home with my kid after I do this one. I don't know where the cops are here, right? I don't know which gas station they're at. We'll see, right?
45-minute ride at 355 if you're getting off the Tri-State 32, inbound 28. 355 back into DeSable Lakeshore Drive. I-55 Will County southbound.
Must be one of these here.
355 to 453. Dan Ryan out 32, inbound 18. I-57 outbound 17. Your Bishop Ford slow outbound from the Ryan to Stony Island at 15. DeSable Lakeshore Drive southbound. The heavy approaching the light at Chicago, 53rd to 57th. Northbound heavy Jackson to Chicago. Let's stop Route 53. Southbound solid Northwest Highway to before Algonquin. What was a Gaper's delay, now a crash blocking multiple lanes. Northbound packed Jane Addams Tollway to Algonquin. Crash blocking every single express lane. Use the local lanes instead. I-80 westbound slows Richards to Larkin. Next report from the Metro Traffic Center at 6:38 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Thank you, Abby. Clear skies.
Must be here somewhere, right?
629.
If you need windows, you need Climate Guard. We've been
Unless
making
it's in
windows
back
in
of
Chicago
us.
for over
It
45
has to be in
years.
back of us. The station's in back of us, right?
Great financing available.
I'll have to turn around.
ClimateGuardWindows.com today to schedule a free in-home estimate.
At Malvern Law, we know that with nursing homes,
So we'll have to turn around and go backwards, right?
Someone has to read between the lines. Bed sores, broken bones, medication errors, unexplained deaths. The signs are there, but nursing homes, assisted living facilities, home. We've spent over 30 years making facilities answer for every single one. The good news,
gotta go east, right, Steve? Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
WBBMNewsRadio.com.
6:30. Good evening. I'm Lisa Fielding. Here are the top stories on News Radio WBBM.
New developments in a hot Chicago congressional race show that the contenders are running against ICE as much as each other. I'm political editor Jeff Buckles.
A Chicago lawyer charged in the killing of his wife 2 years ago makes a brief appearance in court. The death toll on the Iranian
The train company took over all that land.
At least 2,000. Plus, President Trump
There used to be
the economy
people
as he
lived there.
continues to throw jabs at Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Sports, Bulls on the road tonight, taking on the Rockets in Houston. On the market watch, the Dow sheds about 400 pounds. I keep saying pounds, but points. 400 points. U.S. stocks close lower. The Dow S&P.
Thanks, Steve.
Down in the red today. AccuWeather says tonight, maybe a snow shower later on, a low around 25, maybe some snow tomorrow, especially along the lakefront in northwest Indiana. We've got 44 degrees at 6:31. Well, the latest moves in a Democratic congressional race show that candidates see opposition to the Trump administration's immigration crackdown as a winning issue, a winning message in the March 17th primary. The story from WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles.
State Senator Laura Fine says the shooting death by ICE agents of Renee Good in Minneapolis inspired her new proposal to block immigration agents from working as law enforcement officers in Illinois.
My constituents are saying that really enough is enough.
She says ICE agents have been complicit in what she calls an authoritarian campaign.
We can fight back against ICE.
And Evanston Mayor Daniel Biss is sharing his campaign's first cable and streaming ad, which focuses on his confrontation with Border Patrol Chief Greg Bovino and an appearance on MSNBC with host Rachel Maddow.
The Evanston Handbook, I think, is starting to be seen as the handbook around the country.
Rival Kat Abou-Ghazaleh placed a similar ad last month. 17 Democrats and 4 Republicans are running to succeed progressive incumbent Jan Schakowsky. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.
There's the station.
WBBM.
Attorneys representing the man charged with the 2024 murder will have more time to present their case.
I don't see no cops around. Hey, I told you they must have cleaned it up.
47-year-old Adam Beckering, who was charged with killing his wife, 36-year-old Caitlin Tracy, in late October of 2024. A judge has pushed a detention hearing to Friday morning. Beckering had been serving a 93-day prison sentence in Michigan for a domestic abuse case involving Tracy when an arrest warrant for her murder was issued. Attorney John Galarnik represents the Tracy family.
Although the defendant's criminal convictions and sentence in Michigan brought some measure of justice for Caitlin, he must now be held accountable for his actions in the days and months that led to this moment. The state's charge that he murdered their beautiful daughter.
Tracy was found dead in a stairwell of Beckering's high-rise building with serious injuries, including a severed foot. At 26th in California, Andy Day, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
6:33 around the world, Iran's death toll spikes to upwards of 2,000 people.
This level of violence around protests hasn't been seen in Iran in decades. The US-based human rights activist news agency, which has been accurate in previous unrest in recent years, has the latest toll. It says well over 1,800 of the dead over more than 2 weeks of protests were protesters, while 135 were government-affiliated. Another 9 children were killed, and 9 civilians, the group says, were not taking part in the protests, also killed. With the internet down in Iran, gauging the demonstrations from abroad is difficult. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
President Trump praising the economy while at the same time
man. You got guys doing all kinds of shit.
The Federal Reserve.
In a speech before the Detroit Economic Club, the president essentially said, business is good.
I'm back in Michigan to report to you on the strongest and fastest economic turnaround.
But he also repeated his complaints against Fed Chairman Jerome Powell and interest rate policy.
I want somebody that when the market is doing great, interest rates can go down because our country becomes stronger.
The president has dramatically escalated his confrontations with the Fed chairman in recent weeks, even though the Federal Reserve is supposed to be independent and isolated from political pressures. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
At least 6 prosecutors in the Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division are stepping down. CBS News' Scott McFarland has more.
There's been a mass resignation inside the Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Department of Justice. Multiple employees who have left the job. The concern, according to multiple sources speaking with CBS News, is the lack of a Civil Rights Division investigation of that fatal shooting in Minneapolis involving the federal agent.
Instead of being handled as the shooting of Renee Good, it's a probe into an assault on agents.
There you go, right. Cops, there you go. There's the Crime scene, guys. We got it. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Shooting on the Green Line platform. There we go. So it did happen because they're here. Got that? SubX.News. There we go, man. I'm going to try to figure out what happened. There you go, guys. There we go. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Shooting on the Green Line platform on Garfield. The report is that he got shot on the platform, maced the guy, and went to the gas station for help. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Green Line, Garfield, shooting on the platform. Let me back up a little bit. Thanks for getting me here, Steve. I appreciate you. They're investigating over there. You see that there? All right, I gotta get my phones going here, right? SubX.News on the spot reporting here. Green Line, 55th Street, Garfield. Scene of a shooting, attack. The report is it did happen on the platform here. It's 6:38 p.m. It happened around 6 o'clock. The report was that somebody was shot on this platform here. This is the CTA Green Line in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago. This is a station. The report is that he got shot on the platform. He maced the guy who shot him, and then he went to a gas station right down the street over there for help. See the gas station over there? We were stuck in traffic, so it took us a while to get here. We believe the guy's already in the hospital because we didn't see any ambulances over here. As you see, there's a heavy police presence. We have 2 unmarked squads. We got a marked squad here. They're investigating the station. Looks like it's shut down. I don't see no trains coming in and out of here. It's on their investigation here, right? Looks like that might be the tech guy here. Let me redo this. SubX.News on the spot reporting here. Garfield, Green Line, 55th Street. Scene of a shooting on the CTA platform here. The report is that it happened around 6 o'clock, I believe. Someone was shot up on that platform or at the station. And then they maced the person, or they was in a fight. A mace got used. The person who got shot used the mace, and then he went over to, there's a gas station right down the street for help. You'll see it past these cars here. You see the gas station over there? The victim went over to the gas station for help. We don't know the condition of the victim. We don't know if they got the suspect that shot him. They're actually looking at, the last I heard on the radio calls is they're looking at the CTA cameras for the suspect, right? Again, on the scene of a shooting here on the 55th Street Green Line station, south side of Chicago. Some more violence on the CTA. There's the scene of the shooting there. He's taking pictures over there. See that there? The evidence tech. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Let me post that video real quick. CTA Green Line shooting, 55th Street. Person was shot. He also maced the person who shot him. They're investigating now. Happened around 6 o'clock, January 13, 2026. I don't know if I can get over there. They're gonna get mad if I go over there, right? I'm thinking, can I go through that? I think I'm gonna go through there. How about that? Just getting worse on the CTA, ain't it? And then we had that robbery at the Costco, right, on Ashland today. Let's see if I can squeeze through there. I'm gonna talk to these guys. Or do I gotta go all the way around the block, right? There's the channel 7. Let's see if I can. Well, there they are. They're right there. See that? Oh man, you got the detectives there, man. See that there? There you go, man. Train's running. I know he was taking some pictures way down there, so we're gonna try to see if I can get that way, right? Well, I don't, maybe not. I might not be able to go through there, right? There we go. We're gonna go that way a little bit, right? Is this closed off? Can I go that way or what? Can I get this way to 55th, or do I gotta go all the way around? Can I go on this side of the fence?
No, yeah, take off from this side. We're not letting anyone go through from here.
All right, so I'll have to go around then. All right, to get the front end of it.
Yeah. So
maybe I'll go on the other side over there. Yeah. You don't have that side taped off, do you?
No.
All right. Thanks, fellas. SubX.News. Appreciate it. Thank you. At least it's warm out, right?
I know.
It's gonna get. It's supposed to drop again this weekend.
Yeah. That Thursday it's gonna be freezing.
Oh man, I ain't gonna be there. I'm gonna watch it on TV. Thanks, fellas. So again, shooting over here, 55th Green Line. They got cameras everywhere, right? Temporarily unavailable, right? Go, man. So something happening around here. See that? All right. Trains are running though. So they didn't shut down the trains, right? So he's taking pictures of the cameras, right? Ah, they ain't got that part taped off. There you go. You see it on their investigation, right? That ain't taped off, so we're gonna go that way. How about that? So there you go. SubX.News on the spot reporting, right? So something happened here. They got this taped off. They're letting people go in and out here. So something happened over here, it looks like. Oh, we gonna try to walk through here, man. It ain't taped off, man. So that's what I'm thinking. Just go this way, right? What do you guys think? Should I do it or what? Can I walk that way? If you were just tuning in, there was a shooting right here. Looks like the shooting or something happened right here. One person got shot. He maced the shooter. The shooting victim went over to that gas station over there, and they're looking for the guy that shot him, right? So that's what they're doing right now, right? They're looking for him. We'll listen to the radio call, see what's going on. Again, SubX.News on the spot reporting here. Garfield Green Line shooting. Right? SubX.News on the spot reporting. If you're just tuning in, shooting over here. We gotta go that way, right? Man, I don't want to go all the way around. That's a long way there, right? There you go, right? So it looks like the station's open, right? There you go. All right, we're gonna go to our car and we're gonna get out of here. Take it easy, everybody. SubX.News. We're gonna keep it live just to get out of here, right? We're gonna get out of here, right? It's what people deal with on a daily basis in our city. Now you wonder why the parking lot's empty, right? Of the CTA. It's a CTA parking lot, it's empty. There you go, right? gonna see if we can figure out what's going on. We'll get on our crime, having access to the Chicago Police Department's page. Maybe I can get some information for you guys, right? Now hold on for me. There we go. Again, shooting here at 55th Street Green Line. Let's see what I can find out here, right? Some more cops coming. Let's see what we can do here. Now this happened at the station, as you see, the station's involved. So this isn't a, it's funny how Chicago will try to say, oh, it didn't happen at the station. They work so hard to try to minimize, right, something rather than just being up front and who cares, right, where it happened. So no one cares where it happened. The crime is over with, right? It helps to identify patterns, right? All right, let's see. I got to punch something in here and figure out if I can get to it, right? From this phone. I have another phone right now, right? We're going to try to figure out what's going on here for you guys. All right. So they try to say it didn't happen here. It's funny. Look, you want to see? Look. Watch that. So they say it didn't happen at the CTA station when it did happen at the CTA station. You see that? See how, you want to guys see on Citizen 2? So Prairie's in back of me. That's where it's at. Got that? See that there? Why do you do that? The radio call was clear. It was happening on the station. So here, in the 5400 block of South Prairie, 20-year-old male victim was near the sidewalk and he was involved in a verbal altercation with unknown felon who produced a handgun and fired shots. The victim was struck in the abdomen and was transported to USC Hospital. Initially reported in good condition. There's no offenders in custody. Why do you have to be on the scene? Because it happened on CTA property. Right there. He's right there. He's collecting evidence. Do you see how the Chicago police lie? They're lying. There's no tape on Prairie. If the shooting would have happened on Prairie, the tape would be over there. It's not. It happened here on CTA property. Got that? Everybody sees that. Everybody sees that our city lies. They just wrote up a lie. Right? I'll play the tape for you guys, right? We'll put the tape on so you guys hear the audio, right, of the call, right? Let's get it to the audio, right? That they were clear it happened at the station, right? I see how they lie. There's no tape on Prairie, man. I'll show you where Prairie's at. I'll show you where Prairie is at. It happened at the CTA property. They're saying it didn't. Huh? There you go. The city that lies. They can't stop lying, right? That's what you're witnessing. Because they're more concerned about how it looks, right? But look, it's at CTA property. It ain't off property, it's on property, right? Let's go to the calls. There we at. Oh, that's my other phone. All right. All right, we can't get to the call on this one. Oh, yeah, I can. Let's see this. Let's see this. And I can just play it like this. It happened around 6, right? We'll play the, I'm going to get to the call. I can't do it through my radio. So I'll do it this way, right? And I think it happened around 6, didn't it? 6:55. We've been here for a half hour, so it happened around 6, right? Let's try to get to that call, right? Wild, huh? See, if it wouldn't be for a reporter, they would say it's on Prairie, and they'd say, oh, it didn't happen on CTA property. That's the report. But we're here, so we see it, right? What's up, 1? 55th and Garfield. Shooting. Chicago police report says it didn't happen on CTA property yet. Look at this. I'm going to get to the radio call now.
7384 boy. 84 boy. Glad you show it down on the platform. We got a hand wave from K9 with the subject. We'll update you. I'm sorry, which platform are you at? Park and Lake, sorry about that. Blue line. Alright, take event number 09.
7383 George. Stop bus at Tessie heading westbound. Do you have a number, please?
Six o'clock, so I'm looking for the original radio call for you guys.
Zero 9368. 4735. You get the shot number? 7386.
Here they say it didn't happen on CTA property on the official report, yet it did. You see the tape, right?
You get the shot number? 0938384. 09384. 09341. Number 362. 7384 boy. 84 boy.
The city that lies.
On the platform, we got a hand wave from K9 with the subject. Well, H1 City 1.
7383 George.
09433. 738300.
I'm trying to get the original radio call now, right?
Number 353. 7383 Adam.
7383 Adam.
Ma'am, can we get that number for upper and lower 95th Street, please?
09167, 09167, and 09168. 09168. 7383 boy. 7383. Upper and lower red line. 93. 09174, 09174, and 09177. 09177. 8300.
Chris, Adam, Michigan, you show us running bus number 8422, or you're running in southbound?
09180, 09180.
CPD Communications says this happened on Prairie Street, yet everything's taped off at the CTA station. What do you do when you have a police department in a city that's more worried about optics and lying about where an event happened than the truth? Didn't happen on Prairie Street. It happened right here at the CTA damn station. Lying scumbags. You know, those people should be fired from their job. You worried about ICE? You're actually worried about ICE when you have a police communications department that lies? Alright, there you go. I'm trying to get you the original radio call. I might not be able to get it to you, but we'll look for it right now.
Alright, in 70-301 Sam 232 is good locate shell casings over there, I guess on the sidewalk west of the train.
There you go.
I've got it.
She just said west of the train, right? The shell casings. Right here, you want to hear it? There you go. It didn't happen on Prairie. It happened on CTA property. You just heard it, right?
7383 Adam.
7383 Adam.
Ma'am, can we get that number for upper and lower 95th Street, please?
09167, 09167, and 09168, 09168. 7383 boy. 7383 boy. Upper and lower red line, 95th Street. 09174, 09174, and 09177. 09177.
83 Henry.
83 Henry.
Red Adam from Michigan, and your shore is running bus number 8422, we're going to be riding in southbound.
09180, 09180.
5953.
65953.
Firm investigation into 9th District.
09181, 09181.
Give me an RG for 5114 on that.
John King 113931. John King 113931. And even 09.
CTA property, man. I'll show you. I'm going to turn around. We're on CTA property.
Alright, and 7301 Sam 232 is good locate shell casings over there, I guess on the sidewalk west of the train.
Oh, and Sam 74, I've got it.
Alright, 640800.
We'll be on that console robbery, and then is there an actual finalized flash to the offender here?
Well, let me see. So it looks like 1202 Sam sent out a photo of the vehicle. Let me look. No, we did not get a flash of the offender. Just the vehicle ended up being a Chevy Equinox. Alright, 6408 Henry, the only description that we had from the original call was a male black wearing a green work jacket.
Marine 12.
Marine 12.
I think we have another harbor strike of diversity, please.
So we got to go backwards in time, right?
It's going to be 09226. 09226.
10-4, thank you.
You're welcome.
88 Adam and Boy.
88 Adam and Boy.
Three 7 Charlie.
87 Charlie.
face the platform. That's the blue line on Belmont.
09021, 09021, 09024, 09024. 232 units and 2 units on the citywide. A ticket of a person shot, 338 to 398. Regards to the station coming over. Details of the
Right there.
shot. Number better second issue. No fast station.
That's the shooting.
6570 Paul.
Right.
6970 Pop.
Good evening, squad. Can I get a firearm investigation?
So listen up.
901 South Kedzie, Evergreen Park.
Good evening. It's 09067. 09067.
Thank you. Can you put a
Here's the shooting call. Ready?
232 units and 2 units on the citywide. A ticket of a person shot, 338 to 398. Regards to the gas station coming over. Details to follow. Caller to see a shot. Number brother second district. No fast station.
And now they'll say what really happened.
Alright, upper 09077, 09077. Lower is 09079, 09079. Alright, just for your information, the second district has a person shot over at 370 East Garfield at the gas station, and they just got on scene over there, and they're saying that it is bona fide, and that the victim is relating that it happened on the green line, and he ran to the gas station. I'm going to try to find out where exactly. Eddie, you're not coming in?
7386 Eddie, can you clear us from gas and put us down at Sheridan and Albion?
Great, 09094. Alright, just for your information, the second district has a person shot. 232 units and 2 units on the citywide. A ticket of a person shot, 338 to 398. Regards to the
Happened 5:32 p.m. Now let's listen to the rest of the calls.
7372.
Are you 7801 Sam?
01 Sam.
Alright, you start checking the cameras over the green line at Garfield. This guy's saying he was shot on the platform, and he supposedly maced the offender.
Alright, 74. I was looking outside, but I'll check the platform. What time did that call come in?
The call came in at 17:31. And I do know that the victim is wearing all black clothing. I'm going to try to find out what the offender was wearing to have a better idea of what you're
Alright, 74. Thank you.
And then later you
Sam, the offender is going to be a male black, wearing all black. He had dreads and a face mask.
74.
and you heard they found shell casings.
Sam, the offender is going to be. Are you 7801 Sam?
01 Sam.
Alright, you start checking the cameras over.
Alrighty, guys. You know what? I'm going to sign off. I appreciate everybody watching. As you see, and I'm going to show you guys, people think, and there's a lot of people that'll say I have a bias. Yeah, I do. I have a bias against corruption. You want to see? And I'm going to show both Citizen, and I'm going to show here, and then we're going to end the video this way. On Citizen, this is what Chicago Police Department just said on their official response. See that there? Yeah, I'm on 54th and Prairie. Prairie's over there. Prairie is the street over there. There's nothing taped off over there. Here. See that there? They said it happened on 54th and Prairie. You know where 54th and Prairie is? Let me show you. Let me show you where 54th and Prairie is. You want to see where 54th and Prairie is? This is Green Line right here, right? This is the station here, right? See that there? This is the parking lot. This is the CTA parking lot. We're in the parking lot. We're on CTA property. Do you got that? Right? We're on CTA property. This is Prairie. 54th Street's over here. You want me to show you where 54th Street is? All right, there we go, man. There you go, man. Be safe, all right? They shot somebody over there. Right there at on the station.
Oh, up there?
And the fucking police. I'm SubX.News. I'm a crime chase. Motherfuckers lied about it. They said it happened on 54th and Prairie. The fucking tape's right over. You be safe, my brother, okay? Be safe, all right? There you go. I'll show you where 54th and Prairie is. You see where 54th and Prairie is? You guys want to see? It's right here. It's what? A damn block away. See that there? This is 54th and Prairie. Got that? So this is where the police say this shooting happened. Where'd you guys all just see it? Right. Got that? Oh man, there's a car right in back of me, man. I want to do a little video, right? Man, there's too many cars around here. So the shooting happened over there. Did I just show you guys what the police said on their communications? There you go. That's when you have a police department and an administration that lies. How can you trust them? There you go. SubX.News on the spot reporting here at 54th and Prairie, 7:12 p.m. The police just left this crime scene. On Chicago Police Department's communications website, they said that a shooting happened here at 54th and Prairie. You see that? This is 54th and Prairie. See that there? Everybody can see that right up there. Can you see it right up there? This is 54th and Prairie. It's over a block away from the shooting scene. The shooting scene happened on CTA property. I'm going to take you over here, right? So the Chicago Police Department is actively lying about shootings on CTA. Why? Because the federal government said you got to clean up your act. Let me show you. So the official address of the shooting is what? 54th and Prairie, right? The official shooting scene, let me show you this, right? Is right here. And you can see the tape was right here. We got video of it and we got pictures of it, right? The official shooting scene was right here. How far is that? You can see the tape right here. So see the tape? There's the tape. See the tape? See the tape? The shooting happened right here. Got that? The shooting happened here. It didn't happen on 54th and Prairie. The radio call said it happened on CTA property. Chicago Police Department communications actively is lying about crime on the CTA. There you go. It's right in front of you. They just lied. Got that? That's what you got. You got a lying government. You got a lying police department. Got that? That's what you got. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Scene of a shooting on CTA property when the police department says it didn't happen here. Got that? This ain't 54th and Prairie, man. Now everybody's seen with their own eyes. You just seen with your own eyes a government that lies to you. This is proof positive that Chicago Police Department, along with the mayor of the city of Chicago, lie about crime in our city. There's no way you can't. Again, one more time. That's the shooting scene. Everybody's seen that, right? We're gonna leave this way, right? Because we got to go to my place. I'm on 35th Street. This is 54th and Prairie. It's nowhere near the crime scene. You see any tape up here? Do you see any police over here? You don't see none. Where were the police? There you go. SubX.News on the spot reporting. You just seen corruption. That's corruption. That's corruption. When the police department lies about a crime scene to cover it up. You just witnessed it. SubX.News. There is no other. There is no other. There will be no other. There never will be another news agency in the city of Chicago that will give you this type of reporting. You just witnessed it. Live. Citizen. Live Facebook. The Chicago government, along with the administrative and media communications of the Chicago Police Department, lying about a shooting at the CTA station on 55th and Garfield. They labeled it as 54th and Prairie when it was right at the station. The radio calls say it happened at the station. The witness said it happened at the station. We were there. We were watching them take the pictures of the crime scene. You just seen the crime scene tape. It wasn't on 54th and Prairie. There you go. SubX.News, we're signing off. Take it easy. You just seen corruption live. You won't see that anywhere else. Nowhere else. Everybody's scared of these suckers. Because they lie, they cheat, they steal. They even cover up crime. Do you think they're going to find that? Do you think they're going to find... Here, this is the last thing I'll leave you with. It's 7:18 p.m. Do you actually believe that someone who lies about a crime scene is going to find the shooter? Think about that. Do you think that someone who lies about a crime scene, the location, they're going to find the shooter? They won't. Take it easy. SubX.News signing off. Take it easy, everybody. Love everybody. It's 7:18 p.m. January 13th, 2026. You all know what the headline tomorrow is going to be for my article, right? And I said it already earlier this week. Why do they lie and why do they cover it up? You just seen a cover-up of a CTA shooting. A pure cover-up. I'm going to ask for a statement on this one. Take it easy, everybody. Love everybody. SubX.News signing off.